You remember, in 2016, we followed the conservationist as she flew over 4,000 miles following the migration of the... I'll never get this right. The Buick Spons, she's right there. From Russia to Gloucestershire.
The mission was to find out why swan numbers have declined so dramatically whilst flying in a paraglider. Now she's been awarded one of the most prestigious awards in aviation to celebrate her pioneering innovation. You might recognise some of the previous winners. Have a look. Delighted to say Sacha Dench is with us now, and watching that you were thinking you still can't quite believe you're on that list of winners. What an accolade that is.
It is, yeah, it's kind of scary. It hasn't really sunk in. When I got a message to say that I'd won the Britannia trophy, I didn't think they meant the Britannia trophy, didn't you? No, it still hasn't quite sunk in.
And there's not many women that have won it either.
No, well, not in a very long time, and not for a while, and no one's won it in a paraglider or a paramotor before either. I mean, it's red arrows kind of when it's people in proper aircraft.
We followed you on your flight, but for those who might be watching for the first time this morning, just remind us where you started, how far you went, and some of the amazing things you saw along the way.
Oh my gosh, how many have you got? So Arctic Russia, up where the people are nomadic reindeer breeders, through 11 countries, the Baltic, and all the way back to the UK.
And why? I mean, you know, we followed. I remember it so well, seeing you. We used to see you so much here on Breakfast. It's such an extraordinary journey to undertake. And why did you want to do it? And what was the most amazing thing you found out during it?
Well, the most inspiring thing, I suppose, is the number of people that put their hand up and said, "Yeah, like we're happy to try and help." So that was a really exciting thing. The theory I'd had was that when I land, looking kind of pathetic, I didn't look like a superhero, you know, from flying in a small aircraft like that with the visor up. I land and I've got dried snot and tears probably on my face because it's freezing cold up there. I land, I look a bit pathetic, and people's instant reaction is, how can we help? Oh. And what I kind of hoped is that would also apply to the swans, and it seems to have worked, which is great. So yeah, we now have a lot of people along the flyway doing things. Next month I'm going back up to the Arctic. The Nets and the hunters up there and the tourism bodies are running a workshop there. So there's lots of work.
And you're trying to get them to stop catching them, shooting them?
There is some shooting up in the tundra, but there's some shooting in Germany and other countries as well. So yeah, we're working with partners all on the flyway, but it really looks like we're having an impact. So it's exciting. Like something as mad as flying on a hanky with a fan on your back across all these countries is kind of working.
And I would imagine lots of people are interested in, you know, what you found and I suppose the science behind the trip as well.
Yeah. So there were a lot of researchers at WWT behind it all. So I had them on the end of a satellite phone whenever there was a question. We found new areas in Russia just by following some of the swans and seeing where they stopped. I could fly over them basically and see there's actually a lot of swans using this particular area. So now we know there's another area to look at. But the key thing, I suppose, back in Britain, and what you really notice from the air, is the difference between the number of wetlands that you get on the other side of the flyway and the number here. So, yeah, the loss of wetlands in this country is a big issue, and probably the theme of my next expedition.
Okay, tell me, because I never had a chance to ask you. I mean, it must have been quite extraordinary flying alongside those incredible birds. Did they kind of recognise you? Did they, you know, accept that you were with them, or what was it like?
So the birds, when I was in the air, certainly up in the north in remote areas, I was kind of ignored by them, I suppose. They could just fly. They flew near me, over me, below me, but not particularly close. I wasn't trying to fly really close to any of the birds. But yeah, up there in remote areas, they kind of ignored you. But as you get across more developed parts of the world, they learn that people can be dangerous. So the more people there are, the more nervy they are. Which is really interesting.
You mentioned your next project and you mentioned wetlands, so Can you tell us briefly what exactly that involves?
Well, nothing is completely firm as yet, let me put that in, but basically what we'd really like to do is do a tour around the whole of the UK, look at where wetlands have gone, and we've lost about 90% in the last 400 years, and you can see it from there. It's large wetlands, it's small ones, it's rivers that have been turned into canals and things. Basically, habitat has gone. It's great now that you can see thousands or hundreds of swans at Slimbridge and at Welney, but it's not natural, it's not the way it's supposed to be. There should be more around the country. So what I'd like to do is fly around the UK and basically talk to everybody and kind of look at where have they gone and could we put them back, some of them at least.
Thank you, so lovely to meet you properly. Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.
Fly safely.